I know you. You're exactly like me. You have this list of altcoins that you want to be buying, and you're waiting for the dip. You're just sitting here and you're waiting for the dip. The problem is that while you're waiting for the dip, these altcoins are absolutely running away from you to such an extent that even if they do land up dipping, you're probably not going to get anywhere near the point where you actually said you were going to start buying them. And so you're getting more and more and more FOMO, and then you're starting to make some really, really bad decisions. I'm going to show you exactly how to deal with that situation so that you don't need to FOMO. I'm going to also show you why you need to get into the market pretty quickly, because this cycle is moving a lot quicker than we anticipated. And a lot of people are talking about this super cycle theory that's actually happening way before we actually expected. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. Also, yesterday we made a show for you guys about ETH. It looks like a lot of people have now followed the narrative. It looks like ETH is performing really well. It looks like the next level is 3.5 and then potentially 4,800. But you still told us that ETH wasn't degen enough for you. So what did we do? We decided to go and look not for the layer 2s, but for the tokens on the layer 2s that you should be getting on if you believe in the ETH narrative. And we've got a full list for you of those tokens today. So it's going to be another one of those banger shows where we just give you alpha, and more alpha. Millions and millions and millions and millions of alpha. Let's go, guys. Let's do this. Monday, let's go. Monday morning, let's go. So I see making my kids better with altcoins. He says, when banter bags. I have amazing news for you if you want banter bags. Amazing news for you if you want the banter bags. So here's the news. So for those of you who don't know what the banter bags is, we get $1,000 of IDO allocations. We take those $1,000, we put them into the banter bags. When Banter gets to 1 million subscribers and Banter Plus gets to 350,000 subscribers, we give away the banter bags to 10 lucky holders in the community. Last time we gave it away, the bags were worth like a couple of $1 million, and we landed up making 10 people very, very, very rich. We could select a winner at every single, any show, and so far we've already selected 2 winners. We selected Coffee Please, and we selected one other one. I don't remember the name of the winner, but we have 2 winners. That means there's 8 to go. 8 winners to go, and you could be part of those winners if you subscribe to Banter, if you subscribe to Banter Plus, and if you have an exchange account with any one of the Crypto Banter links. Now, here's the good news. So I told you that I was fighting hard to get us another allocation in another IDO. So far, we got $1,000 in Peckland, and now we have $1,000 in Beeble. Now, how do you pronounce, what is Beeble? This is, first of all, it's an IDO that's launching on Mobi. Now, Mobi for us is one of our best launch pads. What does it do? That's what I love about this. It's a chat solution between wallets. So imagine you could start chatting to people that have wallets. I want to show you this video. I'm not going to play the music because I don't want to get a copyright strike. How do I mute this thing quickly? Okay, there we go. So now I'm not going to play it, but this is exactly how it works. So you can see, you can actually start sending messages from wallet to wallet, which means that you can now start communicating with people's wallets. It's absolutely one of the most exciting projects. We're actually invested in the project. They gave us $1,000 into the banter bags. I reckon this one's going to do fantastically well, and that's already in the banter bag. So remember, if you want to be part of this, if you want to be part of the banter bags, subscribe to Banter, subscribe to Banter Plus, and get any exchange with Crypto Banter exchange link. And by the way, when you do that, you can also win the Apple Vision Pros, and we're giving away the Apple Vision Pros later today on the show. So it's going to be a crazy mofo show. You guys are getting too used to good shows. You're getting too used to lots of alpha. On this weekend, 2 shows for you guys on the weekend. Crazy. Just because there's so much alpha out there. I wanted to preempt the COTI narrative. We did preempt the COTI narrative like absolute legends. Who's on the train here? Who got on the train here? Dan, are you on the COTI train? People here are so on the train. Josh, are you on the COTI train? James, are you on the COTI train? Let's have 1 minute silence for James and for the Irishman who both never got into COTI. Let's have a moment silence, everyone. In fact, let's just stop for 1 second. Let's just have a moment silence for everyone in our community who didn't get into COTI. Okay, and if you did get into COTI, congratulations. Next time we tell you to get into something, you get into something. Irishman, James, next time we tell you to get into something, get into it. I'm telling you again, get into 𝗬𝗓𝗡 because they're launching the supercomputer this week. And when they launch a supercomputer, I think it's going to do some amazing things. It's still at $15. Someone says 100% up on COTI. You know what to do. Just keep listening. We'll keep giving you the alpha. You smash the like button. The more likes, the more alpha, the more tokens. Today, I'm going to give you a list of just look how many tokens we got today and look how much alpha there is today. Lots and lots of alpha, but you got to smash the like button because it's 100. The cost of alpha is 100 likes per token. Cool? You got it? If you're not subscribed, subscribe because then you can win the banter bags. Let's get the show on the road. There's a lot to talk about today. I want to get through a lot of stuff with you. Let's start off as normal with the big daddy, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very much in an accumulation range exactly since Valentine's Day. You can see we got here on Valentine's Day. Remember, we had this big candle up, so none of us could have gone out. None of us will manage to go out with our wives, but it's fine because they will give us life-changing money. We will need life-changing money. I loved something that Andrew Tate said. Let me just try and find this for you guys. To show you guys the importance of life-changing money. So, you know, he posted something yesterday, and I just thought this is exactly what life-changing money actually is. So I got to just try and find it because he posts a lot. This guy really, really posts a lot. He says, oh man, where is this life-changing money tweet? I've got to find it. It was yesterday. Tate really, really, really tweets a lot. Holy shit. And then he retweets on the retweets. Oh, there we go. So here's the life-changing money tweet. This is what made me realize that some of us need to make life-changing money. He says, I love you, baby. You're irreplaceable, in brackets, at my current income. So you see, that's what he said. So if that's how you feel, you need to make life-changing money. And I think you can actually make life-changing money in this bull market. And my God, I know that the wives are going to watch this. They're going to fucking hate us. They're going to hate us. Anyway, let's get back to business. So you understand though the issue of why you need to make life-changing money. Because if you're looking at your wife and you say, you're the best I can get at my current income, that's a problem. That's when you need to make life-changing money. So Bitcoin very much in a consolidation, not a long-term consolidation, 2-week consolidation. We shouldn't complain when we get 2-week consolidations. We shouldn't complain about that. When you look at the monthly, we are now at the end of February, and look at this monthly candle. So you see, this is the level that we wanted to pass. We destroyed that level on the monthly, which means on the higher time frame, this is an amazing close on the higher time frame. Yoda says that the next range is this level over here, which is quite high. It's here. That would take us to 56,817. That's what Yoda says he's looking for. And I think that all the signs are showing us that this cycle is moving a lot quicker than it should be moving. We've spoken about this before. A lot of people were talking about the all-time highs before the halving. It says this, 𝗕𝗓𝗓 Capital, who's actually a very good market analyst, says, feels like this bull market started abruptly mid-cycle rather gradually like the earlier cycles. Almost like picking up things where we left off last time. As a result, it could be a much shorter cycle than the last time. And that's not the first time that we've heard that. And that's what we're going to be talking about later today. We're going to be talking about the importance of getting into the market really, really quickly before you actually land up missing the entire bull market, which may actually be a very short bull market. As it relates to February, going back to it, we said that we had an amazing candle in February. And if you look at the altcoins treated us exceptionally well. Our calls were absolutely fantastic, except two calls that I made and I didn't tell you about. 𝗬𝗓𝗡 did fantastically well. Beam's done well. Immutable X has done well. Render's up 84%. BitGet's up 66%. The Graph's up 80%. I'm still short WorldCoin. I'll talk to you about that short in a second. I am burning a little bit on that short. I'm still short SingularityNet as well. We'll talk to you about that. But just look how good the calls have been for us. COTI up 337%. Nosana, our favorite deepen project, up 205%. Really, this is my favorite deepen project at the moment, is Nosana. When you look at risk return and you look at listed tokens, this is one of my listed tokens. I do have some other ones which I'm going to show you as well. But you can see that February's been a very, very good month, and the bull market continues with very, very, very good fundamentals. Stablecoin inflows remain positive. The halving is 49 days away, and you'll see in a second how we are in the halving rally territory. There's the ETH ETF deadline, 87 days away. That's very, very, very short. You got Bitcoin ETF inflows remaining extremely high. You can see that over here. You've got institutions just keep buying up more and more and more Bitcoin. It's like a straight line up. You got MicroStrategy. I mean, this guy's got balls and he doesn't care what price he lands up buying at. He is buying at $51,813. He just bought another $150 million worth of Bitcoin. This guy's got balls like crazy. Bitcoin held by funds, highest it's ever been. I mean, things are moving well, except. The elephant in the room. The elephant in the room says that funding rates are exceptionally, ridiculously high and leverage is going up again. So I want to show you the picture of leverage. This is the funding rate. Remember, yellow is bad. Yellow means the funding rates are 50%, right? Or up to 50%. And if you look at the amount of open interest, and that shows you the amount of leverage in the market, just look how high we are. The last time we were here was at the peak of October 2022. So we do need to address this leverage. This leverage has come into the market very, very, very early in the bull market. Now, two things happen. Either this means that we're in an accelerated cycle, and in an accelerated cycle, remember, there's no time to waste, because when you're in an accelerated cycle, okay, this is the part of the cycle where you're in. See, that's the part of the cycle which you're in. Now, in this case, leverage can actually stay quite high, and funding rates can stay quite high for fairly long in this part of the cycle without actually getting flushed out. Because you can see here, there's very few leverage flush outs. And when they happen, they're very, very, very quick. And it's pretty much very, very straight up, right? So we do have a leverage in the market right now. And the question is, should we worry about it? If you are in the school of thought of worrying about it, then you're not in the school of thought of wrecked capital. Because what wrecked capital says is, he says, look, we are now firmly in the pre-halving rally phase. So the time for the pre-halving pullback, sorry, buddy, you missed your chance. We never got the pullback. Now we're just going straight up. And that's why I said earlier in the show that this cycle may be a lot shorter than we expect. I mean, it could be longer, but let's not bank on that. Let's rather maybe look at the writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall is showing us something different. Everything is happening sooner, earlier than we expected, right? So we are now in a position where we broke through this resistance level over here, which this is a 2020 bull market. We broke through this early. We broke through this before the halving, and we shouldn't have broken through this so early before the halving. But we have. Now we have to deal with what we've actually been dealt. Instead of having to wait, we now have to act. And I want to show you what the importance of this acting. It says, because a sooner than expected halving cycle could mean that we're going to get to all-time highs actually before the halving. And a lot of people are actually talking about these all-time highs before the halving. I don't know whether or not we're going to hit the all-time high before the halving, but I can tell you that I know that things are happening very, very, very fast. Dan says, after breaking its 200 weekly, 200 MA and EMA, it's almost traded at or above these cycles during the cycle. This is normal, and you don't often get a lot of retests. In other words, now once you've broken certain levels, you ain't getting retests. You ain't coming back down here. Now it's up only. I mean, of course, we're going to get some dips, but mainly it is actually up only at this point in time. And again, the problem with this up only is that there are very few pullbacks. Just look at this. This is 2017. Oh, sorry, 2021. But it's the same story in 2017. You can see it. I mean, you can't really see it very well on this chart because this chart doesn't go all the way back, but you can kind of see it. Once we started going up, we don't stop. I mean, you do get one or two pullbacks, and, you know, they do get, I mean, I'll show you some of the pullbacks over here. So, you know, in 2017, we had a few pullbacks. They were 37%, 40%, 39%. In 2021, the pullbacks became less aggressive. They were 30%, 26%, 17%. You do get pullbacks, but they're very, 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 very quick. And so if your theory is that we're moving up sooner than expected, and this cycle is going to be shorter than expected, and things are happening quicker than our best expectations, then the question is, how should you be playing the cycle? How do you make sure that you don't miss out on that cycle? And that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, because when we were on our morning call today, I spoke to one of our researchers, and he kept saying the same thing. He keeps repeating the same thing. Every morning call, he keeps repeating the same thing. You know what he keeps repeating? He keeps saying, I've been waiting for a pullback in a bunch of tokens and I'm not getting the pullback. Okay. Why are you waiting for the pullback? That's the big problem here. How many of you are sitting here, and tell me in the comments, and tell me honestly, someone says they like turtles. We'll talk about that in a second. How many of you are sitting here with a buy list of altcoins, just like our buy list of altcoins, which is over here, and you're waiting for the pullback? Are you waiting for a pullback? Are you fully invested? Full fucking degen. James, are you waiting for the pullback? Josh, are you waiting for the pullback?
Yes, sir.
What pullback are you waiting for? You see, tell me in the chat if you're waiting for the pullback. And I want to show you the logic here. I want to show you what the logic is. So the logic goes something like this. Yes, we are going to have pullbacks. In 2017, they were quite aggressive. They went between, 25 and 50% pullbacks. In 2021, the pullbacks got a little bit lower, except for the big lunar collapse, which is 55%. And if you look at this current bull market, the pullbacks are like 20%. That's how the pullbacks look in this bull market. They're much, much, much more controlled. We've had a 23.8, a 20.61, a 22.05, and a 21.43. So that is the pullbacks. But now let's look at the other side of it. Let's look at the other side of it. Gabby's right. He says bullbacks. Let's look at the other side of it. The other side of it is that in this kind of bull market, and I'm making an assumption that we have broken through this level earlier, what you can see is it's about to get really aggressive. And I just want to give you some perspective as to what really aggressive feels like, what it sounds like, what it tastes like, and what you can miss. So I want to remind you that in previous cycles, Doge went up 10x in a day in January 21, while it was already $1 billion market cap. Okay? You understand that Doge did, I just have to show you this. It was a $1 billion coin. Let's actually find the chart here. It was a $1 billion coin. Let's go Doge USDT, and let's go to January 2021. Let's go back to January 2021. It might take us some time because we are on the daily, but it's worth it. Worth going back to January 2021. Here it is. Okay. And you can see that in this, I think it's this day over here, February or January or whatever it was, it went up in one day from 0.07 to 8 cents. In one day, it went from a $1 billion valuation to a $10 billion valuation. In one day. Then I'll show you some other ones. Theta market cap went from 1 billion to 12 billion in 3 months. Rune went from 200 million to 5 million in 5 months. Filecoin hit a $400 billion fully diluted valuation. Axie Infinity went from 200 million to 10 billion in 5 months. Its peak was $43 billion. Gala reached 5.4 billion at its peak, while it was a $5 million market cap. In the bull market, I need to remind you that crazy things happen. In fact, these things are so crazy that you actually won't believe that they're actually happening. That is the part of the cycle that if we are here early, that is the part of the cycle that we're in. And you're going to see some pretty unbelievable, crazy, ridiculous things that will blow your mind, like Doge going 100x or 10x in a day from 1 billion to 10 billion. In a bull market, irrational, crazy things happen. And I think that if we are moving that fast, we are probably following Henrik �𝗓𝗓. We're following his narrative or his thesis where he says, there's going to be a blow off top. We're in the blow off top now. We're building up towards the blow off top. We are nowhere near the highs, much higher levels in all risk assets, but then there's going to be a recession and a depression, he calls it. And so far he's called it right. So it is important that you maximize the bull market, and maximizing the bull market means that you understand how crazy things can get because you've got to have an understanding of the market. And then once you've got an understanding of the market, you need to change your mindset. Now, what do I mean by change your mindset? Do I think you should go all in today? No. Do I think you should have a buy list in case a dip ever arrives? Yeah, I think you must have a buy list. I'll tell you what the big problem is. There are too many people sitting on the sidelines saying, I'm too scared to deploy capital, I'm waiting for a dip. I'm too scared to deploy capital, I'm waiting for the dip. I'm too scared to deploy capital, I'm waiting for the dip. I hear it all the time. Problem is that even if you get that dip, chances are by the time you get that dip, the token is not going to go back to the value as when you first started trying to buy it. And I'll show you just some examples. So this is the Irishman's list of tokens that he has been trying to buy, waiting for the dip. So let's quickly go, and the Irishman is probably watching the show, and he's probably saying, why did you tell them it was me? Because he's one of our best researchers, and if he can make this mistake, you guys can easily make this mistake. So let's say that you are waiting for a dip since January on Gearbox, since February. And this, or let's even say since January. Let's say that this thing started at 0.04, and it started going up, and there was a dip. As you can see, the dip didn't go anywhere near 0.04. And now he's been waiting for the dip ever since 0.05. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the dip. And while he's been waiting for the dip, he's missed out on anything up to 500% returns. Okay, now can there be a pullback? Sure, there will be a pullback. But where's the pullback going to take you? I mean, say that we get a 30% pullback in altcoins. Okay? It's going to take you back to here. Okay. But you started wanting to buy the token somewhere here. So it ain't going to take you back anywhere near the buying points. So I think you're starting to understand what I'm saying to you here. That if you are sitting on the sidelines waiting for the dip, you're going to get destroyed waiting for this dip. Because in this part of the market, the pullbacks are not vicious enough to let you go back to where you wanted to buy the token. And you can see that, I mean, all the good projects, or not all the good projects, but a lot of the good projects that we've been wanting to get into, like let's look at Whales Market. Okay, now I know Whales Market is not really the best on, let's see if we can get a good chart on TradingView. I don't think that we have really good charts here on TradingView. Okay, let's see if we can, maybe Bitmart. Let's quickly just look at it. No, there's not enough historical data on here. But if you look at Whales Market, again, waiting for the dip on Whales Market. Let me just show it to you. We can probably find a better Whales Market here. Up another 31% today. So if you've been in the mindset of waiting for a dip, I mean, you may have got a dip from 340 all the way down to, if you were lucky, 238. But the reality is that you're now over $4. That's the problem with waiting for this proverbial dip that doesn't arrive. So what is my, and this, I mean, I can go through all of these, but I don't think we should waste time. I know there's a lot of people that are waiting for a dip on COTI. Just tell me in the comments what dip you're waiting for. Where would you believe that COTI is at a good enough level for you to actually buy it? Tell me where would you believe that? Let's quickly look at COTI. COTI USDT. I mean, it was at 26 cents earlier. Okay, so what dip were you waiting for? Because if you're waiting for a dip at 13 when the weekend started, and you were waiting for it to get back to 9 or 10, now it's at 26. Even if we get a dip, where's it going to go? I mean, you've missed it. So what am I saying to you? Let's just fix this. If you're not in the market, don't wait for the dip. And when I say not in the market, not in your favorite token, don't wait for the dip. Get in. Don't get all the way in, but just get into the game. If you're wrong, you'll get another opportunity to top up on the dip. If you're right, then you'll just keep adding to your position. The issue is that if you sit here waiting for the dip, you're going to land up like all the retail investors, and you're going to land up buying at the worst possible times. Let me quickly go back to the BTC/USD chart so we can see it much clearer. In fact, I think it's here. You're gonna land up waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting the whole way up here. And that's what I don't want to happen to you. It's happened to me in the last couple of cycles. And then the problem is that you try and chase these shiny objects, every shiny object, to try and FOMO catch all the trades that you never did. My advice to you is twofold. Number one, get into the market and keep DCAing on the way up and on the way down, and DCA in a very short amount of time, because we don't have time, guys. We don't have time, unfortunately. Unfortunately, if this is an accelerated cycle, time is not on our side. If you make a mistake and you buy too expensive, that's cool. We'll hope that we're in this bull market, and if we are in this bull market, we will win on the way up anyway. The second part of my advice to you, and a lot of people just don't get this. Let me give you an example. I really, really, really wanted to get my hands onto Crown. Okay, I've been trying to buy this token for a long time. As you can see, it's been up only. There's been no dips since 60 cents. Look, no dips since 60 cents. I've been trying to buy this token for a long time. But where was I buying this token from? I was moving around tokens in my gaming portfolio. So I was taking some of my super farm, which I've made great money on. And all I was saying is, look, I'm slightly overexposed to super. And now what I want to do is I want to shift some money into crown. Now I want to show you the similarity between these two. Look at how parabolic crown went and look at how parabolic super went. So by moving some money from super to crown, if I believe that crown is slightly earlier in the cycle than super, then I've actually done an amazing trade, right? So again, just to recap what I would be doing right now. If you're switching between tokens, don't give a shit about the price. Just make sure your portfolio is a well-balanced, beautiful portfolio. Make sure you have enough gaming exposure. Make sure within gaming you have enough exposure. Just shift from one token to another. If you're shifting from one token to another, then it doesn't matter what the price is. Just take the price that I shift from one to another. Don't worry about, oh, but this one's pumped, this one hasn't pumped. Doesn't matter. We're too early in the cycle for those kind of discussions, okay? Way, way, way too early in the cycle for those kind of discussions. If you are trying to get into the market because you're not exposed enough, there's no better time like that than now. Because if you don't dip your feet in the water now, you're going to ride this wave like a tourist. Remember, sometimes max pain is actually up, not down. Max pain is people missing the pump. And remember what happens when people start FOMOing and getting in, that causes the price to go higher and higher and higher. I want to show you a chart, which I think you've all seen. It's the Axie Infinity chart from 2020. Just look at this return. You're talking about a return of, in 350 days, 182,096%. There are no pullbacks here. There was one pullback here. That was the only real pullback. That's it. And then we still went all the way up. This is the kind of shit that's going to happen here in the bull market. And if you're sitting here on the sideline waiting to get in, now the other problem is you can be like me and be caught short 2 tokens in the cycle. And that's also like quite a let's say an unnecessary nasty feeling. I'm trying to trade out of my shorts. We'll talk about that in a second. I am burning on the shorts. Got to be honest. Got to be transparent. Okay. So that is, I hope you got the lesson here. I really hope that you got this lesson. Don't be too late. Don't be that guy who missed it. Don't be the person who missed it. This is the last bull market where we have to make life-changing money. And I'm not saying now go and bet your house and go and bet your car and just go all in one day. Dollar cost average in the next 30 days. Keep some dry powder. Keep some dry powder in case something happens. But it's important sometimes we just have these heart-to-heart discussions, because I know some of you are crazy. Like you guys are like sitting on the sidelines, and I don't want you to miss the bull market. And please don't think that I'm telling you to go all in right now and put everything in. I'm just saying be responsible. And in this case, responsible means allocating. I'm fully allocated. Dan's fully allocated. Josh is fully allocated. James is fully allocated. Either we're right or we're about to get so fucking wrecked. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, I believe you got the message loud and clear. Let's talk about altcoins. Let's move into the altcoin section of the show. Been a good month. As I said, been a good month for us. Look at that beautifully green month. Today, ApeCoin running. We'll talk about that in a second. Gala running because they're launching Gala decks and on Gala chain. Nia, I said to you, Nia's going to go to $4. Everybody give a round of applause. My call. Fantastic. That was, again, the weekend show was a fantastic show. For those of you who came to join us in the weekend, you would have known that I said this. Nia has to hit $4 very soon. I think Nia continues to run for a little bit. They did talk today about something. We'll talk about that in a second. Our COTI call, up only. Amazing call. Our 𝗓𝗡 call. Hopefully by the end of the week, we're going to see a lot more traction here. Bitcoin dominance is at a critical level. If it breaks below this line, that again affirms that we're getting into the parabolic part of the bull market. Someone says run is back. Man, the people in front runners must be making so much money at the moment. It is actually disgusting, because all these calls were actually in front runners first. If you want to be in front runners, there's a link below. I don't guarantee that you will get in, okay? Right now it's full, but get yourself onto the waiting list. And if anybody dies, or if we decide to let in more people, then you can do it. Where is the link? I'll show you where the link is. I know it's there because, Josh always puts it there. That, by the way, is my gentle reminder to Josh that better be there by the time I get there, just, That's where Josh is like, oh fuck, I didn't put it in. I better put it in quickly. There it is. You see, it's this. It was in. There we go. So that you click there, and that gets you onto the waiting list. Again, no guarantees that you're actually going to get in, but the people in front runners are getting really, really, really rich. So dominance is down. Then I saw this, and Fred also saw this, and Fred said when the last time that the USDT dominance broke down below this 5-year trend line, I mean, you can go absolutely parabolic. So it looks like we are about to hit the parabolic stage, which is why I think things are going to happen much faster than we all expected. I may be wrong, and we may get a pullback. I'm not, I don't see the future, but I've been pretty good up until now. I also, DJ and Jen says she loves the birdies. There's the birdie section in Frontrunners. So we also, preempting everybody else, we made an ETH show this weekend. It looks like this ETH narrative is really starting to gain momentum. You can see the ETH BTC chart playing beautifully, the ETH chart against the USD, next level 3.5, next level 4.863, the ETH trade, ETH monthly close, beautiful monthly close on Ethereum. You can see that's only the second time in history that the monthly is closed above 2.791. That means the last time it was really, really, really at the blow of top. Now ETH starting to get a little bit of momentum. Eric Crown says the first major weekly signal in ETH BTC pair in 2 years. You got Raul Paul, who says the ETH BTC chart is an absolute stunner, ready for the next big move up. So it looks like this narrative is starting to get speed. The whales are starting to accumulate. EIP 4844 coming up in 2 weeks. We spoke about it on yesterday's show. The spot ETF getting closer. Layer 2s are going to change the game when 4844 comes in. We did speak about that yesterday. Airdrops and airdrops, NFT bull market, restaking, all these narratives are making us exceptionally bullish on, well, you could say ETH. Also, you said ETH Denver is coming up. ETH Denver, very good. Probably good narratives are going to start coming out here. So we were very bullish on ETH. We were very bullish on ETH Layer 2s. We called COTI for you guys on the weekend. We told you guys that we're not actually that excited about ETH at all, but we are excited about the ecosystem around ETH. That was when we made our COTI call. By the way, COTI, the reason why their technology is so good is because they've taken this thing called fully homomorphic encryptions, and they've created a better version of it, which is light years ahead of the current incumbent. And as people start to realize this, COTI continues to run. Now, another layer 2 on ETH, which is actually doing this, something similar, not the same, but similar, is DOP, Data Ownership Protocol. They are one of our sponsors, but they are doing very interesting things where they allow you to get selective privacy. You own your data, selective privacy. With DOP, you can even do transactions that don't get shown in the blockchain explorer. So go and check out Data Ownership Protocol. This is one of those. So we did say to you that we weren't really excited about ETH. If you want real degen plays on ETH, I mean, I suppose the ETH Layer 2 is not a bad play. I told you yesterday, one of the ways to degen into ETH was actually to buy options. And I showed you yesterday, and you should go watch that show, because this is like a real degen move. If you sign up with Deribit, you can win an Apple Vision Pro. There's a link for you guys below. But you can buy June 28th options. And you can invest like $416 to get the full upside of ETH. And that's quite a degen move. The other degen move, if you're looking for yield, is you can go to our sponsor, M2. M2 is a very regulated exchange. It's a Middle Eastern exchange, highly regulated. So I guess your money's a lot safer. You can get up to 10.5% APY on ETH. They're very good if you want to stake coins. And they are highly regulated in the Middle East. So, you can imagine that you're going to go through a big KYC, but that's actually going to keep you safe, right? So if you want to know more about yield strategies, and if you want to know more about how to trade options, one of the ways that you can do this is you can sign up to Whale School, right? And I know there's a Whale School link in the description, because there must be a Whale School link in the description, because there's always a Whale School link in the description. It's always like that. But if you want to sign up, you literally have, look here, you have 1 day, 21 hours, 59 minutes, and 14 seconds to get in. This course cost $3,000. Kyle, someone says predictions. We should have predictions in the bubbles, bro. Yes, the bubbles. When we call a token, the bubble, Josh, when we call a token, the bubble should flash. Almost like news flash. He says, sounds good, but he's still pasting the Whale School link in the description, so you can't talk right now. Anyway, there is 1 day, 21 hours, 58 minutes, and 44 seconds to get accepted into Whale School. It's basically your last chance now. So if you're not already subscribed to Whale School, well, Josh, when we call a token, the bubble should flash.
Wow, this is
almost
bad.
like news flash. Okay, so don't you hate hearing your own voice on a recording? It's so bad. Okay, I'm sure within like, are we adding in a Wales School link or not? Okay, so Josh is adding in a Wales School link for us. Just click on it and then you can go to the thing and you're out of time now. Now you're pretty much out of time. That's if you want to learn how to trade options and how to do staking and everything else that Carl teaches. Okay, but you still told us we're not DJing enough because for you guys, ETH is not DJing enough. Trading options on ETH is not DJing enough. Trading layer 2s also not DJing enough. That's how snobbish you guys have become, right? Yeah. That's how snobbish you guys have become. Someone says you're literally making over 100K a month in front runners, $100 a month in fees. Okay, great. Let me give you some maths. $100 per month in fees, less 8% that goes to Stripe and WAP, less 5% that goes to chargebacks. Then I've got a team of like 10 people actually running the place. So it's not that simple. I know your maths is simple, but it's not that simple, right? I've got researchers, I've got an airdrop expert, I've got the Irishman, I've got Kapoor, I've got other researchers, we've got an IDO expert who's coming in there. So, I mean, come on. All right, so you told us we weren't DJ enough for you. You said that trading ETH is for old people. You said it's for geriatrics. You said Joe Biden can trade ETH if he wants to trade ETH. That would excite him, except he'd keep forgetting what bids are in the system, and then you get completely wrecked because he just keeps forgetting shit. Yeah, so we told you, or you told us we weren't DJ enough. And then we said to you, okay, well, then you should trade the layer 2s. And you said, still not DJ enough. So basically now we said, okay. If ETH is not DJ enough, options on ETH is not DJ enough, ETH layer 2s are not DJ enough, then let's go one level deeper. And let's talk about real degen plays. And what I mean by real degen plays is if you believe that the ETH narrative is going to run, then you also believe that the layer 2s are going to run. Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, Starknet, those are also going to run, right? But then within each of these narratives, there are projects on the narratives that should actually run very well if the ETH narrative happens. So again, ETH narrative happens, Arbitrum, Optimism also start running. Arbitrum, Optimism start running, then the smaller tokens in this actually start running, right? So let's look at the smaller tokens and let's look at some of the catalysts or how much they can actually go up, what they are, why they're so good, etc., etc., etc. James says, 𝗕𝗑𝗕𝗓. James, today is not a day to talk to 𝗕𝗑𝗕. 𝗕𝗑𝗕 is not an ETH layer 2, but we do like 𝗕𝗑𝗕. Okay, so when it comes to Arbitrum, if you like the Arbitrum narrative, you can look at a couple of things. You can look at GMX, you can look at Vertex, you can look at Max Protocol, you can look at Camelot, you can look at Radiant, and you can look at Lodestar. And I've left for you guys on the spreadsheet that will be published in the show. You can see exactly why we think these are good tokens. And I'll give you an example. So we like GMX. Why do we like GMX? Because GMX hasn't run yet. GMX also falls part into our governance tokens that are now starting to share revenue after this Uniswap announcement, and you'll see a lot of those. But the GMX team casually announced that they're working on GMX chains. So they're launching their own GMX chain. They're collecting a whole lot of fees. So GMX napkin maths, weekly fees, $2.2 million. 30% goes to GMX stakers. Now, it just shows you that these guys are actually really collecting fees. So that's a good one. Then another one, which is very good, is Vertex. So it's part of the, let me show you Vertex so you can see it over here. Vertex is collecting $1.8 million in fees. It's a fantastic DEX. Someone says if you're an AI, rotate to DeFi, DYDX is pumping hard. Based on the metrics, Vertex is probably the most undervalued DEX. So for me, there's two really undervalued DEXs at the moment. One of them is Vertex and one of them is Max Protocol. Those two, when you look at them, and by the way, I'm a holder of both. I hold all of these. I hold DYDX, I hold GMX, I hold Max, I hold GNS, I hold Vertex. I don't hold synthetics. So you would look at all these DEXs. All these DEXs are very, very good. By the way, if you are looking for a DEX to trade perpetuals on 𝗓𝗪 chain, which is a Cosmos chain, you can look at Kinetics. Now, this is why we like this one is because you can trade like Forex. Sorry, I'm not really connected to the network, but you can trade Forex. You can trade commodities as well. You can trade gold, all on Kinetics. So there's a link below. Go and check it out. I mean, we like it because you can trade all these synthetics, or all these other things which are not only crypto, which I often want to trade. Like sometimes I know that like NVIDIA results are going to fly, or the oil's going to go up, or gold's going to go up, and I need some way to trade it, but on crypto. So that's when I go to Kinetics. So, big weekend, big weekend. Why are you laughing, bro?
Big weekend, dude.
What's wrong, James? Oh, you also had a big weekend. James also had a big weekend. James, you had COVID this weekend, bro. Okay, so look, so on Arbitrum, there's a list of your DEXs. You've got Radiant Capital, which is a money market. You've got Lodestar. Lodestar, if you're going to get into Lodestar, you need to know that this thing is degen. It's a money market play. It's only a $2.28 million market cap, but it can run. And then, of course, the meme coin. So ARB Doge AI is the meme coin on Arbitrum. That one can also fly. If you want to play Optimism, 𝗕𝗤𝗓 is the DEX. Lira Finance, Velodrome, 𝗕𝗤𝗓𝗓 is the meme coin. If you want to go to Polygon, now I'm not really playing Polygon, except for gains. You got QuickSwap and you got 𝗕𝗘𝗓𝗓, which is the meme. And if you want to go to Starknet, you can play RabbitX. So I'm going to make this sheet public for you guys. There's a link for it below. And the reason why I'm saying that you should potentially look at this sheet is because if you believe in the ETH narrative and you think that this is not DJ enough for you in terms of the layer 2s, then just go one layer deep, and we've just made it a little bit easier for you. Just reminded you why we like each one of these and why you should look at each one of these. And we've given you the fully diluted valuation so you can compare the fully diluted valuation. Now I'll show you where something like that would come in. So you see the FDV for GMX is 481 and the FDV for Vertex is 377. So look here. We go to Vertex collected 1.8 million in fees. GMX collected $8.8 million in fees. So you can now say, okay, look, based on those fees, which one would I rather be buying? So that you can go back and you can look at all of them and you can make things. Someone says, can't wait to leave my husband after making it. You see, that's the truth. A lot of people are thinking like that. I mean, they don't want to say it, but Andrew Tate actually said it. So look, I'm not going to go through this whole sheet because, I don't want to be here all day going through call by call by call. We've basically made it like idiot proof for you guys here. Tells you exactly what it is, tells you exactly why we like it, why we don't like it. We'll keep enhancing this. Our researchers will keep enhancing this. So keep keep going back to this link. All the spreadsheets that we publish, by the way, they all like public. You can do whatever you want. Share them, tell people to come watch our show. Yeah, so I don't want to go through each one. We can go through each one, but I just think that that's wasteful. We have published it all for you. We've told you which ones we like the most, etc. I'm not a big fan of the Polygon network. I am a big fan of gains on the Polygon network. I do like RabbitX, which is on Starknet. So go and have a look at it, and then you guys can make your own decisions, do your own research, etc. But I just showed you the thinking. That's the main thing. Let's talk about my WorldCoin short. So I'm still short WorldCoin. My entry price on that short is very sore. Very, very sore. Here it is. You can see it over here. My entry price on that short is 735. Look, this is my thesis, and I might be taken out. But someone says, although I believe WorldCoin is completely overpriced, and it puts in a solid short to short. We've seen this many times. It will likely clear the books to the upside on a very gnarly move and give us a generational shorting opportunity. But it has a $90 billion fully diluted valuation, which is actually bigger than OpenAI itself. So, I don't know, $90 billion fully diluted valuation. I've got to stay short. Yeah, I mean, the two shorts that are burning me. Here's the other one. Singularity. I had to take a $28,000 loss because the thing was running. So now I'm fighting for my life here to get my money back. I will get it back. I'm determined to get it back. The fact that Bitcoin is currently running isn't helping me one bit. But would I rather have Bitcoin run and my shorts? See, Bitcoin's now running. Now my shorts are going to start destroying my life, destroying my soul. The thing with shorts, I'll tell you the thing with shorts. There's no downside as to the amount of money that you can lose. There's no cap as to the amount of money that you can lose on a short. If the token goes up forever, you get margin called forever until eventually you go insolvent, bankrupt, dead. Anyway, I'm also going to do a deep dive into this first. You know why I'm going to do a deep dive into this? Because it says that Polkadot has the second biggest number of active devs after Ethereum. Third is Polygon. Fourth is BNB chain. I've got to do a deep dive into Polkadot, because it's crazy. I mean, where are all these projects? That's what we're going to do. I'm going to do a proper deep dive first to see if maybe we're missing something. Yeah, 𝗕𝗤𝗧. I'm still long on 𝗕𝗤𝗧 and short 𝗬𝗢. You know that, but I still have both, but long 𝗕𝗤𝗧, short 𝗬𝗢. Oh, look. Time for us to select the winner. The first winner in the Apple Vision Pro competition. So remember, we did the Apple Vision Pro competition. It's still open, by the way. You can still sign up. All you do, you go here. You sign up to any exchange whatsoever over here. And when you sign up, not only do you get a chance to win the Banter bags, not only do you get a chance to win the Apple Vision Pro, not only do you get a chance to win a full Bitcoin by just guessing the price on Banter Bubble. So there's 3 things that you can win. Not only do you get that, but you also get a chance to win the Apple Vision Pro. So to make it fair, you can see that 2,550 of you signed up on Bybit and Bitflex. We're still getting all the other stuff from all the exchanges. So we're going to use a random number generated, 2531. So let's go here. We'll say between 1 and 2531. So you can see it's completely undoctored, unrigged, anything. Generate a number. 814 is the number that this thing chose. So if you are number 814, I need edit rights to the spreadsheet so I can highlight. 814. Okay, 814. If you are account number 142 on Bybit, 142-913-974. I repeat, 142-913-974 on Bybit. You have just won yourself an Apple Vision Pro. You need to get hold of us at giveaways@cryptobanter.com using the same email that's registered to this address over here to claim your prize. And tomorrow and for the next 7 days, we will be drawing more and more and more and more winners in the Apple Vision Pro giveaway. All right, listen. Love you guys madly. Remember. It is your last day to sign up for Kyle's Well School because you only have 1 day, 21 hours, 46 minutes, and 27 seconds to actually be approved. And by the way, now I know the link is already in here. And I'm guessing the link is already in here. Oh, it was already in here before, wasn't it? There, click on the Well School link. Bang. Sign up. Put your email address in. 1 day, 21 hours, 46 minutes, and 9 seconds to do that. Just before we go, let's all just perv over the altcoins together. Let's just get horny over the altcoins together. Sometimes it's just nice. Come on, it's just nice to after a long bear market. It's nice to just watch prices go up. It's like sightseeing. It's like you're looking at all the greenery. I'm enjoying the greenery here. I mean, just look at NIA up 9.41%. I said it would go to $4. Now it's at $4.08. It was at $3.30 when I said that. Ghana is up because of its Ghana chain and Ghana swap. Mantle's absolutely on a tear. We'll do a deep dive into that one. Let's look at some other ones that are up today. It's nice sometimes just to talk about altcoins. Pocket Network. You see, you guys are starting to degen into Pocket Network. Because I said I was degening into Pocket Network, everyone's going into Pocket Network. Bloody hell. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.